Well, hi guys. As requested, I'm going to share with you all of my completed pages. I'm going to do this in two parts, so it's not too long a video, and then you can kind of watch at your leisure. Quick disclaimer, some of my pages are missing because I've either sold the books or passed them along. So obviously any pictures that you see that you don't see, should I say, that you know have appeared on my channel at some point, it will be because I've passed that book on, and you can probably find them on my Instagram, to be honest, but obviously I no longer have them to be able to show you today. So I'm going to start with the two Christine Karen books that I have worked in. I've got Fairy and Fantasy 2 and 3, so in fact let's start with 2, we'll go in order. And I'm going to try and be, quite quick about this stuff because I have a lot to share with you. I've been colouring for 2.5 years now, so I do actually have more pages completed now than maybe I originally did when I did one of these videos back in the beginning of my channel. I have this beautiful While Sunflowers Bloom page. I did do a video on how to colour sunflowers with this page, and I will link that down below in case you're interested in how I create those. I tend to use Prismacolors on this paper. It's that kind of shiny Amazon paper. So she is Prismacolor, and I believe those greens are luminance pencils maybe. The next page I have done in here, and the only other one, because I've only just really started to be brave enough to do Christine Karen pages, if I'm being really honest. Let's bring that contrast down a little bit. There we go. So I haven't done many. I've got this Sweet Temptation book page. I've been running around too much, and I absolutely love the blonde combo in this. I do believe those are polychromos pencils, if I remember right, and I love how the cupcake turned out on this. Overall, very happy with how she came out. Her eyes turned out really well. Her skin's very tentative. I'm still a bit of a beginner for skin, and I'm not totally brave most of the time about it. So those are that book. For my Fairy and Fantasy 3 book, because this has been in my books to finish for a little while, I do actually have a few pages in here. So we have this cute little happy fairy that I did a while ago. This is mainly Pablo pencils, I believe. I share all my pages combinations in my colour combo videos. I have a big playlist of them all put together. I will pop that in the video in the description box in case you're interested in seeing the pencil combinations for these pages. I love how her eyes came out. Her hair, I believe, is polychromos, and the dress is Pablo's. But I like the colour combos that I chose for that one. This is one of my more recent pages, and you can see that I'm starting to get a little bit more confident with my colour choices and my technique. My skin's starting to be a little bit deeper, a little bit richer, a little bit more contrast, and I'm just starting to pick up that kind of confidence in my colour choices. I love how this brick turned out. I added some red into my combo, and I think it really makes it look a lot more realistic. I have done a how to colour translucent fabrics, so you can see how I create these fabric effects where you can see through them. I'll pop that video down below as well. I'm going to say that a lot, aren't I can tell. And then I have this gorgeous little girl. Again, same technique for the dress. In fact, it might be this video that this page that I used for my translucent fabric. I do have a how to colour fairy wings video as well, and I will pop that one down below. Love her eye colour. I just kind of kept them matching the dress. I really like her hair in this one. And again, she's just that little bit braver, you know, more detail in the wings, more texture, more colour additions, and I really like how she came out. From there we have this page. This is an older one, so again you're seeing those kind of paler skin, less contrast. Do like her eyes, and I do love the pinks in this one. I have a how to colour water droplets used from this page. Again, I'll link that down below. The hair is Lyra Rembrandt pencils, and it did turn out beautifully in the end, albeit it was a bit of a pain to see that through. The next page I have in here is another very recent addition, and I did this fun. I really love her hair combo, and she is in my combo list. Again, I've just used that translucent technique that I showed in the fabric video for the same thing behind those wings, and I've thrown down some, I think this will be either Distress ink or gel crayons, and the pencils are Prisma. I did put an alcohol marker base down in this page, and I will never do that again because I've learnt my lesson. They streak really badly on this shiny Amazon paper. It just, I can't get a good lay down for the life of me. Again, I like how her eyes turned out, and really pleased. The Christine Cowan grayscale is just so nice to work on. Really good for practice, for skin and hair, and beautiful florals. I love her and Derya Kiyasi for these kind of images. Again, we've got this Orchid Dream. She is a speed colour video, so we colour this together on the channel. I will pop that one down below as well if I remember. I love how her eyes turned out. I've got a little bit braver this time. I've added the reflection of the flowers, so you're seeing the bits of orange in the eyes. I wish I'd have done her lips a little bit deeper. She's looking a little bit washed out. Again, the skin's not too brave, but I do really like the flower choices that I made. And that is all of the Christine Caron pictures that I've done. So from there, I've got a few Matchstick Mouse pages. These are more recent, an addition to my collection. And I've got this Halloween book by him. This is a Morgan O'Brien. I've just got this cute little page. This was the first one I did. I always layer with alcohol markers first on these pages for nice quick colourings, and then I pencil blend on top. I just find them really relaxing and quick compared to some of the pages that take me a really long time. The only other book I've worked in by him so far is the Summer Matchstick Mouse book. I do actually have a few pages done in here. I've got this beautiful camping page. We did do this together as a colour along on the channel. I'm not going to keep telling you, I'm going to link them below. Any video I mention, it'll be down below. So we did this one together. Again, it's an alcohol marker base with pencil layered over the top. I've then got this cute little swing one here. Same thing, I've just also added a little bit of acrylic paint pen dots to add the water texture in there as well. This is a really recent one. In fact, you will have just seen this in my November completed pages video. So there's that. And then I believe I have one more. Yes, I do. I was trying to go for kind of a lighting effect around these bugs. I'm not sure if I quite managed that on this paper, but you'll see I have added some pencil around there in a lighter colour. Same with this jar. And yeah, I love how cute these pages turn out. They're so much fun. Right, from there I have a couple of Jash Lee books. He is one of my absolute favourites, although I don't get around to his pages very often because they tend to be very detailed. I've got this little fantasy, and in here I've just done this one page, and she is so fun. She's a Sailor Moon lookalike. I believe it's a chalk pastel background. I've got some white gel pen to remove those cloud outlines. Can't for the life of me. I'm thinking they were probably Black Widows, but don't quote me. And I think the hair may be polychromos, and the skin's quite possibly maybe luminance. So I've really thrown a lot on that rather cheap paper, to be honest. I've got some glitter circles in the background there as well. I'm really pleased with how she turned out. She's a cute page, and from there I have his fantasy collection book, and I have 2 pages done in here. I've got this cute well, cute's probably not the word, she's quite gothic, but this beautiful mechanical girl. She took me a long time, so much so that by the time I was done with this hair, I was done, and I just threw acrylic paint into the background. Everything but the hair is Brute Funa Square, and the hair itself is polychromos, and I do love this colour combo, as always in the colour combo playlist down below, but it was a job and a half on Amazon paper, but I'm glad I did it, and I do love how she turned out. I have this fun page here. She is a colour along, maybe a 2-part video, I believe. We did this page together, and I love how she turned out. We've just got the white gel pen in the background, and I'm pretty sure she is Brute Funa Square, if I remember right, maybe. But I really like how she turned out. A little bit of black acrylic paint pen in the background, and real fun to do. Like I say, it can be a bit of a challenge on this paper, but I do like to work in my books, so we accept the challenge, and it is what it is. If you can work on that paper, you can work on anything. I then have one Jasmine Beckett Griffith page done, because I do find her quite intimidating still, to be honest. And I have the Halloween book, and I just have this fun page. This was a labour of love because I haven't worked on this paper before, and it doesn't like most pencils. Her hair's polychromos, which the paper hated, but it did turn out really nice, I think. I think her skin's polychromos as well, and although I do like the little details that I managed to add, you know, like her collarbones and her elbows, it's not the pencil type that I would choose. I think the tentacles were Black Widow, so I really have tried everything on this paper, and although it turned out nice, I wouldn't use those either. To be honest, the pencil that I found worked the nicest, which is what I used for the dress, is Prismacolors. And then I believe this is just gel crayon, and then I've got the black acrylic paint pen Sky, and then I tried to splatter it and completely made a mess of my page and won't ever do that again. So apart from that, I love this page. I actually am considering kind of redoing my black background and removing this messy white splatter, to be honest, but then you think, well, you know, it was a lesson learned, it's a page, she is how she is, so I've done my best to just leave her alone. And in the end, I mean, I do love how she turned out, but I do think it put me off for a while, to be honest. So that is that. I've got my beautiful Coloriage Wild by Emmanuel Collin. This is book 1 and the only page I've done in these beautiful books, which is a crime. But these are probably the best flowers I've ever coloured, like the best result I've ever gotten. They look so realistic. I'm so proud of them. Not as proud of her, but you know. we have to learn one thing at a time. I keep thinking I should add a background to this, but then thinking that's not how the page was as I created it. I've got plenty of pages that I can do that for, and I'm going to leave her how I originally created her, so that you know, she's true to form. But beautiful cardstock in these pages. The polychromos worked beautifully for the flowers, but for the skin, I think Prisma is probably the way to go in here. Or I bet Luminance will be absolutely gorgeous for skin in here. I'm going to have to try one, I believe. Okay, so from there I've got a couple of Kerby Rosanes pages. I know, a crime. I've only ever done like 2 completed pages in his book. So I have Worlds Within Worlds, and I've done this page here. This is a colour along on the channel. I believe it might have been 3 parts, and although this was painful to work my way through, I absolutely adore this page and love how it turned out. It's definitely one of my favourites. It's Brute Funa Square, pencils and gel crayon background. I've even added some grey so that it looks like a bit of smog around the town, and I really like how he came out in the end. So that is that one. And then the other page I've done is a Wondermorphia page, and I did this fun page. I was testing some pencils. The background is just acrylic paint pen because I'd just given up. I've got a lot of white gel pen on here. I did try the Colour Soft pencils in the purples and decided I don't like them on this paper very much, so I changed. We've got a bit of gold, metallic paint pen, maybe a Sakura glitter pen, and I do love how it turned out. But it was slow going, was that? So that is those 2. Oh wow, how far are we? 20 minutes. I've not even gone that far, have I? We need to get a move on, I think. I have some Clara Markova books here. 3 of her books that I have worked in. I've got Fairy Miracles. I love these books, they're amazing, but they're so hard to get and so expensive to deliver that I'll be honest, I don't really work on them for the channel, and so I don't really get to work in them very much at all. But I try not to endorse pages in books that are just, you know, tricky for you guys to be able to work in. I've just got this page completed in my Fairy Miracles. Did this quite early on when I first got my polychromos. They perform beautifully on this lovely smooth paper in these books, and I love how that turned out. I've then got Tenderful Enchantments, and again I've just got the 1 page done in here, and that is this one. This is an early attempt at a Neocolour 2 background. Learned a lot of things not to do while doing that, and it's Albrecht Dürer watercolour pencils for everything else, which those pencils are gorgeous. I never use watercolour, to be honest. I do need to pull them out a little bit more often because they really do speed up a page, and they're gorgeous once you get used to layering and working with them. I do need a bit more practice with my Neocolour 2s though. But I do like how it turned out in the end. I love this water balloon. Air balloon. And then the last Clara page that I have is a page from Fairy Celebrations. I believe I did this as a buddy colour for Mermaid. Maybe. I probably never posted it. I never get them out in time. but I have this fun page. I believe this is a Neo Colour 2 background for the sea, and I did get a little bit better at this. Can't remember what pencils I've used, but I think it might be Polychromos. Got a little bit of black acrylic paint pen, and I've just dotted some. I learnt my splatter lesson. I've just dotted some white stars in. I never like how they turn out though. For me, I think I need to learn to put more down. We've got some glitter paint pen on the wings of those bugs, and some glossy accent on this glass bottle down here, if you can see the sheen on that. So that was a fun page. I do like how she turned out. I know that I picked rather strange skin choices, I'm aware. So that is those. I'm just going to go with the fact that these videos are going to be really long, guys. It is what it is. So I have Lulu Mayo's A Million Magical Creatures. These are the only 2 Lulu Mayo pages that I've done. And surprisingly, to be honest, on my Instagram, this is probably the most liked picture on my Instagram ever. People really loved this page for some reason. So it's quite shiny paper in these books and can be a bit tricky. I found so far that I like my black widows in here, and I do love how cute this page turned out. It was a lot of fun to do. The other page that I've got done in here was this fun little page. The only thing I regret is this face. I wish I'd have not bothered to try and make him look a bit realistic and just coloured him in. And we are a gelato background on there, which they're the translucents, and they turned out really beautifully in that background. I think the pencils are Black Widow again there. I tried a bit of Polychromos and it was a no-go, to be honest. But cute little friends on that one. Maria Troll pages, or Trolley, however you say it. Again, don't have a lot of these. Don't know why really. Always love her books, have most of them, yet never colour the pages, never seem to get round to them. So I have Luna here, and I've got 2 pages complete in this one. I've got this page, which I do really like how this turned out. This is Polychromos and white gel pen. Got a little bit of glitter around my border. And I then have one more page in here with my very strange water choice. Don't think I'll ever get over this. Very odd. Anyway, it's I do believe it might be Polychromos as well. I'm not totally sure about this page. I've got some silver metallic gel pen around the edge. Can't for the life of me what pencils. Not sure. These couple of pages were done quite some time ago now. But yeah, they turn out so fun. I like to use quite bright colours in her books, just with the illustration style. I think it looks that little bit more fairy tale. So that is the 2 I've got done in there. I have a Molly Harrison page completed in her The Enchanted Fairy. This is a grayscale book. I've just got this girl done. She was one of my first completed pages, and I actually really love how she turned out. I'm well aware she doesn't have a background, but I like her as she is. We're just pencil, no idea which ones, probably a Crayart or a Brute Foon or something like that. And I've just got a black glitter gel pen on the wing edges there. Never come back to this book though. I've then got very few completed mythographic pages as well. I know, again, criminal. So I have Mythographic Dream Garden, and I've done this beautiful page in here. She's an acrylic paint pen background, and then Brute Funa square mainly, a little bit of white gel pen for the splashes, and I think a blue acrylic paint pen for the bubbles. We did this together as a 2-part colour along on the channel. Do love how she turned out. And I have Mythographic Imagine. I have just one completed page in here, and this is one of the very few colour alongs that I have followed. This was a Julie's Passion for Colouring colour along that I followed a couple of years ago now. It's Prismacolor pencils, which they blend out beautifully in here, and I really love how this page turned out. Very magical. This was a pain to do, but worth it in the end. So that is those 2 pages. From there we have, let's see now, shall I do my Circle of Life? Yes, we will. I have my Circle of Life colouring book. This is by Melpomene Chatsy Panigotu, and I have a few pages done in here. I absolutely adore this book. We have this Storm Turtle that I did a while back. I do believe this is Brute Funa square pencils and a gel crayon background. Love how he turned out. Just got white gel pen accents and some black glaze pen. I've then got, in what was the longest series of colour and chats to do one page ever, so we did colour quite a lot of this together. I've got this page. Love how this turned out in the end. This is Brute Funa squares. I've got some white gel pen, a little bit of gel crayon blended into the background, and then the black Sakura glaze pen for all the animals, because I was done, wasn't going about to colour those. I blacked them all out, which is what I do when I can't be bothered colouring something in. And I just added some acrylic paint pen dots for the water splashes as well. From there, I think this was the first page I did in this book. This is Pablo's and the Astropasta Love, sorry, pastel set. And then it's the bronze, or is it rose gold or bronze, Uniball Signo gel pen, which is a gorgeous colour for all the outlines, and really pleased with how that turned out as well. And then I do believe I have got one more page in here, and that is the hummingbird page. Again, I think I was colouring this on a live stream with you guys, and then later I made another video where I corrected one of the flowers that I didn't like the colour choices I'd made, and I show you how to correct pencil mistakes in a video. So yeah, that is Circle of Life. These are Brute Funa squares again. I think the bird is something different, but I'm not totally sure. Might be the Lyra polycolour, maybe. And obviously just some gel crayon into the blended background there. Love this book. You can get this from the work store for a £5. It's amazing. A true crime, because I own almost all the Teresa Goodridge books, and yet I've only completed one page. because it just takes so goddamn long. So I've done this page, and this was a forever whip that I finally got finished. I do believe I've got a how to colour fur tutorial from this book, so I will link that one down below as well. I'm going to run out of room, aren't I? I think we did a couple of colouring examples from this, but I definitely remember a how to colour fur video for this. I do love how it turned out in the end. Not so keen on my stars yet again. I've just not perfected that technique yet. I'll get there. These things, you've got to learn things. It is what it is. I think this is Felissimo pencils. I've got some luminance pencils. Some alcohol marker base. Got a bit of all sorts going on in there. Another more recent page that I did, I managed to get the Chinese edition of the Dorming's colouring book, and I did do this page. This was a lot of fun. This is Prismacolor pencils. I've got some black Sakura glaze pen on there as well. Obviously I have changed the colour scheme somewhat to what I wanted it to be, but it was nice to have the reference for lighting and such, so I really enjoyed working this. It was a bit slow going doing all the shading for this paper, but do kind of love how it turned out. And this was a lot of fun to do. It took an absolute age, but worth it in the end. Trying to work out when I will be about halfway, and it will be time to split this video up. So just a few more. I've got my Tatiana Bogima Stolova collection, which is a bit of an addiction at this point. I've got most of her books now. I've got a Halloween page done. That is this page. This was my first attempt at an alcohol marker base. So, you know, I've got better as I've gone along. I know to put a little bit more depth, a little bit more contrast in now. Love how this little picture here turned out. I think that's Black Widow pencils. And I just blacked out the background in acrylic paint pen because I couldn't be bothered doing anything else. It took an age, so I do get a little bit lazy towards the end of my pictures, I've noticed. I'm getting a little bit better with that. I've then got this nice little town 4, and I've just done, is that all I've done? This page here, this was an early page of mine. One of my first attempts at a light source, and I was so pleased with this. Hate the background though, with a vengeance, but we live and learn, and we grow as we go. So that is that page there. I feel like what's not done? I thought I'd done more than that. Never mind. And then the last one I've completed is my Nice Little Town 10. One of my very early pages. I do believe this is Crayola water-based marker and then pencil. You can see I've got a little bit better with my lighting and my fur technique than when I started, but this was my first attempt at kind of aged weathered stone and fabric, and I was really pleased with this and the way that I did that at the time, so it still brings a smile to my face, to be honest, and I don't hate it. It is a page, it is what it is. So that is those, and then I'm going to finish this video with my Hanna Karlzon pages, I think. So nice and quick, because I did do a video a while back of all my Hanna Karlzon completions. So I've got Magical Dawn, got this cute little frog that I did in I'm thinking crayon pencils maybe, and some white gel pen with some black Sakura glaze. And then I've got this page, which if I black out these flowers I will love. This is one of those perfect examples of when you've messed up a colour palette, because without this, this is a beautiful page, but these do not match or mix or blend. This is two completely different colour palettes. I did my flower first and then decided I hated them and completely changed. So at some point I should probably blank these out, but then you just think, well, it's a lesson learnt. Some of my early gem practice, I don't hate it, I just don't like this bit. From there, I've got my Tales from the Forest Kingdom. You guys, if you watch my channel, know I love this book, and I've actually got a few pages in, which is a miracle. Again, this is a colour along that we did on my channel together. I need to move some of these bookmarkers down. Right, we did this together on the channel, and I'll link that one down below. Love how that turned out. I do believe it's a gel crayon background. We've got some white Prismacolor pencil, some white gel pen, and the rest is polychromos. From there, I've got the beetle that poos stars, thanks to Johanna. This fun page here. Do love how this guy turned out. He's luminance with a gel crayon background. And then I really like this one. This was a video I did showing you how to colour gems on my channel, so you will see that video as well. I've used a stencil in the background that turned out really well with gel crayons, and the pencils in this are polychromos, and I've just got some Sakura glitter on the veins of those leaves and a little bit of white gel pen. From there we have this gorgeous lady. I do like how she turned out. She is a video, I think she's a Let's Colour, so I think she was a 3-part, but I did a pan pastel skin base tutorial for this as well, and then we finished the actual colour along for her later, and she was fun. I do love how she turned out. I've got some metallic watercolour paint on there as well. And then we have this guy. He's another stencil, perhaps didn't turn out quite as well. I think this needs a gel crayon coloured background adding to him to finish him off, and I just felt like him being half and half, so he is. And that is all the pages I've completed in Tales from the Forest Kingdom. I then have one page complete in Daydreams, which is this double page spread, which was definitely an endeavour for me with how slow I colour. I believe this is Black Widow pencils and a bit of gel crayon background. I've got some gold metallic watercolour and some white gel pen on there. And like I said, it took an age, but I do love how it turned out. I think the yellow butterflies are actually crayon pencil, and the hair is Black Widow, I believe. So yeah, love that. I think that's the only double page spread I've ever done. From there, I've got one page for her done in Soulmates, and that is this little guy here. And he was quite fun to do. I've got a page in Seasons. And again, love how these butterflies, dragonflies turned out, and the crystals just outlined that in a white gel pen. We've got some metallic watercolour on there as well. Love the colour palette, the way it turned out. I've got one page complete in my Tales from the Midnight Masquerade, and that is this page. I like how it turned out in the end. Hated it as it was being created. I believe it's the Ortiza. There might be some Astra Pastel on there, and I can't remember what I used for the background. And it's got some metallic watercolour paint on there as well. And then the last book I have of hers, we have Tales from the Witch's Cottage, and I have 2 pages done in here. I have this cute page. This was a colour along, a couple of parts on the channel, I believe, so you'll be able to see that one completed. And finally I have this more recent page, and I do love how she turned out. This is the Lyra Rembrandt pencils, beautiful on this paper. This cat is polychromos, and I do believe that background is a pan pastel. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And I do like, again, the colour palette and the choices, and the pencils turned out really nicely on there. So that is it for part 1. I think that's probably long enough, so please do join me tomorrow for part 2. I hope you've enjoyed seeing the works that I have completed over the last couple of years, and as I say, one more part to go, and please do join me tomorrow. As always guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying the videos. Happy colouring, and I will see you in the next one.